I'm here at Holt Lake. It's on the way to Triangle Lake on Highway 36. Anyway, it was an old logging pond. So several years ago, I don't know, 60, 50 years ago or whatever, they used to chop down the trees around here and they just put them in that pond and keep them floated until they wanted to cart them off. And they have some cement structures over here that cables go through to winch the logs out. And they have cement, and then they're lined with metal interior so that, you know, the rope or the winch or whatever doesn't get hurt, the cable. Anyway, so it was obviously used back in the day. There's still some logs down underneath. I was hoping they might be kind of like that salvage show where, you know, I don't know, the moisture's gone in there over time and made all these patterns and stuff. Anyway, nope. I think these have only been in there probably 50 to 70 years, something like that. And so it takes a lot of time, I guess. But anyway, I cut it open because I wanted to see anyway. So what's wrong with renewable resources? Who profits from us not having that be promoted? It's endless. Sunlight is endless. We could power everything with that. But no. The powers that be want to burn coal. And they want to burn any fossil fuel. We need fossil fuels. We need them to build some things. But we don't need to burn them. There's no reason. We have all the other technology needed. We have hydrogen. We have solar. We have all these other things. I mean, think about it. Even if you don't believe in the climate crisis, you know that there's only so much air surrounding Earth. Earth is huge, and the amount of air surrounding it is minuscule. If you fill that air up with poison, burning fossil fuels, CO2 going up there, if you do that, you're going to cook the Earth, because the sun coming through that little layer of air sorry, got distracted. Anyway, the sun hits the CO2 and it warms. That little pocket of air around the Earth warms up. Glaciers start to melt. That water has to go somewhere. It flows into the ocean. That semi-fresh water that comes into the ocean from the Arctic, a lot of it's fresh. It doesn't take as much to take the salt out of that water as it does ocean water. So that water with the less salt dumps into the ocean and it messes up the currents. There are huge currents in the ocean that transfer life and nutrients and all kinds of stuff, including weather. When those currents disrupt, the weather goes absolutely haywire. Because again, we have just a skinny little band of air around the Earth. We need to take care of that little band of air. But no, we want to dump coal. Megatons. Mass CO2 going into the air. We're going to run away, or it's going to be a runaway effect, like Venus is now. Hundreds of degrees, CO2 atmosphere. Once it hits a tipping point here on Earth, it will accelerate. The CO2 will get hotter and hotter and hotter, and there'll be more and more of it as things die. We will have a runaway cycle like Venus if we don't change our ways. We have to work together as a planet. We can take water from up there in the Arctic where it's not needed and where it's actually harming things, and we can pipe it down to where it's needed. Big ass pipes, secure pipes, strong pipes. Run that water down, desalinize it on the way or at certain plants along the way. However, I mean, scientists can figure this stuff out. And we can terraform the earth, but only countries that want it. So what we do is we pipe the water down, and then that country helps invest in moving it farther, and then we pump it down to another place that's cooperative and wants water, and we all work together, and we terraform the earth. In the Middle East, if they want more water, if they want to terraform their desert into something else, the water will be available to do it. The more water we use of that fresh water, the better. It's just going to keep dumping into the ocean. It's going to waste. I don't know, that's how I see it. And I know the oil companies have been great at drilling oil, so why can't they repurpose their equipment to do something like this? But instead, we're doing the opposite. Who is profiting? Oil companies are profiting. Politicians are profiting. We, the people, aren't profiting. We're spending a fortune on gas, and we don't need to. The sun is everlasting. It's going to be around for another like 4 billion years. And it gives us so much energy. But no, certain forces want to keep burning fossil fuels. It's ridiculous. And it's just one little symptom of the same problem. The world will not cooperate. There are enough resources on this planet for everyone. Everyone. If we just work together. We all want the same things. Food, shelter, clothing, water, a job, an education. We all want it. And the most common thing, the strongest of them all that we all want, is love. And I don't see love coming out of our government at all. All I see is hate and fear and instilling fear to cause hate. There's no need for it. There is enough for everybody. We need to be able to accept each other's differences. There are a lot of differences. You may think something's totally evil. But sometimes you still have to allow that because you view it as evil. That's not everybody's view. The whole thing about freedom is being able to make our own choices about what we do, how we live our lives, how we raise our kids. We all want that freedom. And it's being taken away. And it's so senseless. It's interesting to think that some people have never seen a campfire. People that live in inner cities and never get out of a certain radius. You know, I don't know, 20 block radius. Sometimes they have everything they need right there. And yeah, they might not have ever had a job. I really hope they tried. There's some people I hear that don't even try. They've lived for generations off the dole, just relying on society to take care of them. And I don't think that's right. but they're so few and far between. And everybody acts like, not everybody, sorry, they're right, acts like it's millions of people. And they just cut so many programs that can help legitimate people that just need help. People that have tried to work but got laid off by our government. They're creating the problem. Why are they creating that problem? Why can't we cooperate? What is it? I mean, we all want and need the same things. I don't understand. It's like the military machine has gotten so big, it just has to be fed. But then the right comes on and says, oh no, there's too many wars, we don't want war. But look at what's going on. There's a war being waged on our own people. They're able to be grabbed off the street, legitimate citizens, illegal search and seizure, racial profiling. There's all these cases of people getting hurt, and the government keeps at it. And they talk about, oh yeah, we're going to save money, we're going to save money. Well, guess what? You give $5 trillion and billions of it to go to ICE? The immigrants were not the problem. The people who hired them, they exploited them. And those people just wanted to work. And I'm sure that's harsh. There's probably a lot of them that didn't exploit them. They just had migrants come in, pick their crops, they go back to Mexico. And that's fine. That's great. Just, do it on visas, come in, do your work, leave. I mean, there's ways to make immigration work. There's ways to make migrant workers, that situation work. We can do it. It shouldn't be that difficult. I mean, I'd like to say, oh, I could do it in my first week. No, you just put in a little effort and you have your heart in the right place to do it, and you do it. Problem fixed. You don't make the enemy out, you don't make an enemy out of the migrant workers. You don't make them out to be enemies. Saying that, everybody come across the border, they're letting the insane asylums out over there, and all these crazy people coming, and these killers and all this. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. That's imaginary stuff. That's, ooh, look, this could happen. Oh, it's happening, blah, blah. No, it's not. The amount of criminals coming across the border are minuscule compared to the ones that we have right here. Look at the immigrant population and look at the crime rate. If you can get real numbers anymore, they will tell you that the immigrants have less crime than we do amongst ourselves. And you know why? Because they want to be here. They want to work here. They're here for a better life. But no, we got to say, hey, no, they're just here to exploit us. Guess what? They pay taxes. We get their tax money. Billions of dollars they've paid. This is just completely backwards, and it's senseless. So I come back to, why can't we work together? What is it? What is it that's driving us apart? And is it important? And who wants us driven apart? Who profits off it? Military profits. Weapons manufacturers profit. We the people don't profit.